She didn't knock. She didn't even slow down. A white SUV rolled right up my driveway like it owned the place, dust swirling behind it. A woman in oversized sunglasses jumped out, clipboard in hand, barking orders to two men in neon vests already unloading heavy equipment. "Take it down. All of it," she yelled, pointing toward the lake where my dock sat. Shining in the afternoon sun, I froze mid-step, still holding the box I had just carried from the truck. "Hey, that's my dock," shouted, but the excavator's engine roared to life. One of the workers gave me a quick, guilty glance before swinging the bucket toward the first wooden posts. The crunch echoed across the water. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" I stormed down the slope, my boots sinking in the damp earth. She finally turned to face me, lips curling like she was amused. "This dock violates HOA codes. You're not allowed to have it, just enforcing the rules." I laughed, but there was no humor in it. "HOA. This property isn't even in your jurisdiction." Her smirk deepened. "Not anymore. Just voted to expand." "Welcome to the neighborhood." Another loud cracked, 2 more beams ripped out. My pulse was pounding. Now, but not from panic. She thought I was just some clueless new guy. She had no idea what I kept in my truck, or who was already on their way. I set the box down slowly, never breaking eye contact. "Turn that machine off," I said, my voice low. She rolled her eyes like I was a child throwing a tantrum. "Oh, please. By the time you figure out where to file a complaint, this dock will be a pile of splinters." That's when I pulled my phone from my back pocket, not to call 911, but to send one text. Just 3 words. It took less than a minute for the rumble of a black pickup to come down the hill, followed by 2 unmarked SUVs. Doors flew open, and men in tactical gear stepped out, vests heavy with equipment, earpieces glinting in the sun. Her sunglasses slipped just a little. Who are they?" she stammered, voice suddenly smaller. I didn't answer right away. The lead man, broad-shouldered, stone-faced, walked straight past me and toward the dock. He flashed a badge so fast she barely caught the glint. "Ma'am, step away from the property." She hesitated, glancing at her clipboard like it might save her. "You don't understand. I'm the HOA president." "No," the man cut. In voice like steel, "You don't understand. You've just committed destruction of private property on a federal officer's dock." Her mouth opened, then shut. The excavator finally went silent. And for the first time since she pulled up, she took a step back. Her voice wavered now. "Wait, federal. Oh." She tried to laugh it off, but her hands were trembling. "Oh, there's no way this has to be some misunderstanding." I stepped closer, just enough for her to see the emblem stitched into the tactical vest of the man beside me. "Not a misunderstanding," I said calmly. "You just bulldozed through federal property lines, and guess what?" I tilted my head toward the lake. "Those docks, they're not just mine there. Registered under a security clearance you can't even Google." The 2 workers in neon vests froze mid-step, exchanging uneasy glances. One muttered something about not signing up for this and slowly backed away from the excavator. The HOA president's confidence cracked. Okay, maybe we can just talk about this. I'm sure we can work something out." I smiled without warmth. "Funny, 3 minutes ago you weren't interested in talking." That's when another vehicle pulled up, this time a black and white sheriff's cruiser. The deputy stepped out, clipboard in hand, and looked from her to me. "Got your text," he said, flipping a page. "We've already got her on file for trespassing and harassment. Yesterday she added federal property damage to the list." Her sunglasses came off now, and I finally saw the panic in her eyes. She tried to regain her composure, but the crack in her voice gave her away. "I didn't know. Nobody told me this land was federal property. How was I supposed to know?" The sheriff's deputy glanced at me, then back at her. "Maybe you should have checked the county records before sending in a bulldozer." He stepped closer, jotting notes. "That dock was legally documented before you even became HOA president." One of the tactical guys crouched by the excavator, pulling a small dash cam off the side. He held it up for me to see. "The whole thing," he said. I nodded slowly. "Perfect. We'll send a copy to the county prosecutor. And to your insurance company." Her jaw tightened, eyes darting between the badge, the gear, and the still running cameras. "If this gets out, it'll ruin me," she whispered. I didn't bother hiding my smirk. "Then maybe you shouldn't have started with a bulldozer." Deputy leaned toward her. "Ma'am, I suggest you call your lawyer. You're going to need one." He didn't even wait for her response before signaling the excavator operator. "This machine stays impounded until further notice." For the first time since she arrived, she looked small, like the title HOA president had just turned to dust in her hands. She swallowed hard, her bravado completely gone. "Look, maybe we can just make this disappear," she said quietly. Lowering her voice like she could buy her way out of it, the sheriff straightened, his expression flat. "Ma'am, this isn't some parking ticket. Crossed a legal boundary, destroyed government property, and trespassed. That's not something we make disappear." Behind her, 2 workers were already packing their gear into the back of their truck, desperate to put distance between themselves and this mess. One of them muttered, "Told you this was a bad idea," as he climbed in. I took a step forward, making sure my words hit her like a hammer. "You thought you could intimidate me with fake authority? But here's the problem. You picked the wrong dock and the wrong owner." Her eyes darted toward the lake one more time, like she could undo the damage with a look. But the ripped beams and floating debris were a reminder she couldn't escape. One of the tactical guys spoke into his radio, then looked at me. "Transport's on its way. The county's taking over from here." The color drained from her face. "Wait, you're actually arresting me?" The sheriff gave a single nod. "You're lucky it's not the feds doing it. They wouldn't be this polite."